Alrighty, so before we get to making this one, I wanted to do a little introduction because I talk about a couple of things in this video and I wanted to show things that go along with this. This is a Christmas tree soap that was designed by my daughter, Lilli Ann. She is an art major in college this semester, her first semester in college. She's 19, and I just wanted to talk about the colors I picked for it and the top that ends up happening with it. I kind of had to change her design a little bit making the soap. I had wanted to come really close but didn't end up, but you'll see. But I wanted to show you pictures that I talk about. The inspiration for the top after coming up with the design and then figuring out the color, I was going for a green in this soap that was very Grinchy, because Lilli Ann, she's always loved the Grinch movie. And then when she was 3 years old, we had season passes to Universal Studios because we lived in the Tampa area, so it wasn't that far to go to Universal Studios, and we had season passes. And we got to meet, we went during Christmas every year because that was the best time to go, or it is the best time to go, into the winter months, but don't y'all go because that's when all the Florida residents go. But anyway, I don't even know if it's open, but anyway, the Grinch was one that we thought she would love to meet because she loved him so much. But I wanted to show you, this was the picture, and I had to go digging through our photo albums to find this, of what actually happened when Lilli met the Grinch. Y'all can see, that was her and my husband. And as you can see, she was, and you can't tell because she's turned away, but she was actually screaming her little head off and was crying and in tears, and she hated the whole thing. She was so scared of him, which is kind of understandable, and I had not thought about it at the time, how scary the Grinch would be to a little child. So I didn't really even think about it, but anyway, so then she was also, this is at the same time I wanted to show you what she looked like because you can't really see her, but this is Lilli after when we were riding rides the same day. But you can see she was happy there, but she did not like meeting the Grinch. But she loves the Grinch movie. She still does at 19. We watch it every year and we all look forward to it. And we just wanted to show y'all that and kind of give you a little explanation of what I'm talking about in this video. But anyway, I digress, and I will let you go now, and I hope you enjoy watching. All right, so today we're making one of our holiday soaps. It's actually a design that my youngest daughter, who is a studio art major in college this year, she's a freshman, she drew this one up real quick. This is a lot better than what I usually come up with, but she wanted to do a Christmas tree, or wanted me to do a Christmas tree. So she came up with a design, and I'm going to do my best to make it look like what she wants it to look like. So anyway, we have our oils and our goat's milk and our lye solution already in here. So we are going to blend this up. Literally, that was it. Like, it had to probably be like exactly a second, but anyway. And then we're going to use just the whisk, because for the very bottom portion, I need this to remain pretty liquidy. So just very thin trace, light trace, just to get everything blended up together. And then we'll blend it a little bit better in a minute, but the bottom layer is going to be white. And I don't really need a whole bunch. Pour off that much that may be not enough, maybe too much. Just going down the sides of a full process embed that I have. That will be our trunk. So we're making the white portion right there with just some titanium dioxide that we already have pre-mixed. And then need to hit this with the stick blender just to get that blended up in there. All right, it's looking good. Already making a mess. I absolutely detest messes. I don't know about y'all, but I would really love to have my ideal home is to have clear surfaces, nothing ever on the surface. Just clear countertops, but we had a kitchen one time. We were living in a rental house before we found this property. We moved around quite a while we were looking for a home to buy, and we found this property. And by the way, that was a fragrance oil. It is, just give me a second, I'll come back and I'll tell you where the fragrance oil is actually from Wholesale Supply Plus. Or no, wait, that one is not. Okay, I'll have to tell you in a second because I can't exactly remember which one, but it has pine, a sense of pine. It's real Christmassy. It's a woodsy, actually it's red tulips and evergreen. That's what this one is. And it's from my friend Tamara at Tamara's Soaping Scents. I'll put a link down in the description box for her. All right, so anyway, so this is the bottom. We already have a embed in here, which is our tree trunk. Made this from cold processed soap and used organic cocoa powder to get the brown. And then I just made this in a slab, very layer, and then I just cut the rectangular piece out. And I just want to fill this up on both sides, all the way up to the edge of the trunk, but not over. And I almost, just from eyeballing, I almost got that exactly what I needed. So how about that? Clean up my mess here. So anyway, it's very much a Christmas scent with lots of pine. So perfect for a Christmas tree soap. And that's why I picked that one for her design. And it's a fragrance I use every year for a Christmas soap. The design changes every year, but the scent does not, because it's one of my favorites. It's what I always go back to. I just love it. All right, so got that. Now what we're going to do is our green layer. So we're gonna put this over on the side and let it set up a little bit. All right, so this is going to be our main body, so the main portion where, so it's gonna be green. And this is a custom blend. I used about 3/4 of the mica is laurel green from Nuture soap, and then we have about 1/4 of it of the portion is neon green from Nuture soap. Get all that in there. And we'll just blend that up with our whisk. I wanted it to be a nice bright green because we're going to be making the ornaments that she has here. I made little individuals. She actually helped me with those. I made little individual soap dough ornaments, little tiny soap dough balls, various colors from batches that I poured off and then made soap dough. All right, so now we're gonna add the rest of our fragrance oil. It smells so good, so Christmassy, but not like too overpoweringly piney that it smells like, you know, pine sol or bathroom cleaner or whatever. Christmassy and piney without being too piney. Little floral, tiny little hints of a spice in there. Really good. I'll put the scent description down in the box below too. But a perfect Christmas scent, I think. All right, now I'm going to just stick blend this for a minute to kind of get it to a little bit thicker trace than what it is right now. that done. It looks like I may have broken through to that white portion, darn it. Let it set up enough. This fragrance does kind of accelerate trace on me a little bit. So these are all our little soapy balls that we made. Just various colors. I'm just gonna put these in and then we'll kind of poke them down a little bit. We have red, some pink, some, that one didn't want to go. Yellow, even some purple and pink. So I'm going to poke some of these down so that they're further into our green, and we'll leave some of them staying up so we can add some more. Can we get a little bit more in here? All right, good. The rest of this poured in. Well, not all of it, just enough to cover up that layer. Another embed to go. Alright, so we got a couple more of these in. Obviously had more yellow and blue than anything else. I'll put them all in there. Okey doke. Put those down a little bit. And this is just a bamboo skewer that I use to, it's renewable. We know that you can't get rid of this stuff. It grows back no matter how much you cut it. It grows back quick and really big. We have tons of it on our property, which thankfully the goats like it. Even though the hurricane kind of took down a lot of it, but it will be back. You can rest assured. The bamboo that we have, it's not a clumping variety, which is one that's pretty okay for a permaculture. It stays mostly where you put it. Ours is definitely not. It travels. It's a traveling bamboo. Very invasive. Takes over, but you can eat it. I mean, it's actually it's edible. The squirrels love it. I had no clue that squirrels would eat bamboo until we moved here, and I could see them getting the little baby shoots, and they peel it off and eat it like, they peel it like a banana. It's so it's cool to watch. All right, but this is our star that will be on the top. Let's see here. Be mostly covered. Right, and then we'll just finish covering it up of the rest of our soap here. Make sure that's still good and fluid enough to cover our star. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do, for those embeds, we had a lot of soap left over, but I'm going to try to get it in there because our soaps with embeds are weighing a lot, so we don't want to, and I don't really take any discount for the embeds so that we can get that top really nice and mounted up. So our embed bars with embeds and stuff really are a great value because they weigh a lot. So we'll let that sit for a few minutes and then we'll come back and add the rest of it and get us a nice tree shape going here. All right, it's gotten thickened up, and I apologize. I didn't realize I had my air conditioner going. It's still rather warm here, so I'm trying to mount this up down the center. So we still gotta use, like, it's hot in here in my soap studio. So I gotta keep my AC going pretty much all year round. And also to keep the humidity down in here. It helps to have the air conditioner running. A little too high there, I think. Busting out of our mold. All right. Going to use my spoon to kind of more of a tree shape going here. There. And I think I'm going to add the rest of this. As much of this as I can. This reminds me of the Grinch green, which is actually one of Lily's favorite movies. She actually loved it so much. Lily's my youngest, the art student. She loved the Grinch movie and Snoopy, all that good stuff. And we used to go, we had season passes as Florida residents. We had really good price on season passes back in the day when she was little. And we used to go to Universal Studios. The fall and winter time were the only times we actually really went, because it was the only time where the weather was cool enough that you could go and really enjoy yourselves. It's absolutely beautiful in Florida in the fall and winter. Mostly just what would be considered most people's fall types temperatures are what we get in the winter. So like 40s, it doesn't hardly ever get even in the 40s in the Orlando area and where we lived in Tampa. So it was like 60s, you know, perfect low 70s. And that's when we would go. And when we moved away from the area when she was like 3, so she was very little when we used to go. But she loved the Grinch. But anyway, we went to the Universal Studios Islands of Adventure, and they had the Grinch there at Christmas time. And we tried to, because we were so excited, we thought Lily would just love him. and the kid was scared to death. I guess from watching the movie, she really didn't have a very good opinion of the Grinch, so he was kind of scary. We didn't really think that through, but oh my goodness, she would not meet him. So we don't have any pictures of Lily with the Grinch, but she loved the movie, and now of course she's 19 years old and she's no longer afraid of the Grinch, but we haven't been back. She wants to go back so that she can enjoy it, because she doesn't even remember going. She doesn't remember all of our Disney trips or any of that good stuff. But I'm gonna let this sit for just a little bit longer and come back and see if I can mound this up more. All right, got at least almost all of the batter in here, and we'll go ahead and try to, it looks like I'll be able to get it mounded up now like I wanna do. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Nice peaks. But this is just such a cool Grinchy green. So I thought that since this was a soap that Lilli has designed in her little story with the Grinch, that it was kind of appropriate that I was going for like a really Grinchy green for that reason. And then I made, while I was waiting for this to set up, I decided to do just a little bit. This is a mica drizzle. And I'm gonna try to keep it just on the sides here. Didn't have any of my droppers out here. This was a spur of the moment idea. Just a red and our green. I had to mix up. I ran out of my Trial by Fire mica, which is like the most awesome mica that you can find for being a true red. But I think I came pretty close with a good red here with some micas that we had. On hand already. I'm a little OCD about the sides of the mold. Well, I'm a little OCD about cleanliness. Neatness. Anyway, neatness. I'm not a clean freak, but I believe some bacteria is good. Keeps you gut healthy, helps you to build up your immune system. Living on a farm definitely gives you plenty of that, right? All right, so anyway, at that, and then I have some Gold Dust Enviro Glitter from Nuture soap in my little sprayer bottle, and I'm gonna go right down the center with that. Let's get like our yellow star. I'm gonna go really, really close so I can try to keep it just right there on the top to imitate the star, because I wasn't able to get the star that the embed mold. It doesn't come out very extremely clean on the edges. So I wanted it to be inside, and then this will mimic the star that she had on the top. So right there. And this kind of keeps it from going all over the place. I love these little sprayers. Lots of Enviro glitter that I have yet to try because I don't have enough sprayers for all of them. I need to get me some more. Christmas ideas. Y'all can, my kiddos, buy me sprayer bottles from Nuture soap. These things are awesome for your glitter. But anyway, so there we go. Kind of excited to see. I know she didn't, her top was totally not like this, but she did have it pointed, so I got that and tried to do the little star as much as I could. Hands are sweaty. Sorry, I won't touch anything else. But so that is that. We'll be back in about 18 to 24 hours and we'll cut it up and see how close I got, which I got some mica on there. to Lillian's design, and we'll be back. All right, let's see how close I got to Lily's design. Are you gonna say something? No, you did. I think that's pretty good. The star is a little too low, maybe. What do you think? A little too low. The tree trunk out actually didn't bleed through like I thought it was going to, the white part. I thought it didn't. I think it looks really good. All of our little soapy balls turned out pretty good. I don't think I have quite enough of them. Well, you're awful critical. So look at that one. That one does. It has all kinds of them. Both colors on both sides. Both sides. Oh, there we go. This one's got lots of soapy balls in it too. Do what? The trunk looks good. They're really heavy. A lot of stuff in there. Oh, there's some red ones. Not yet. I didn't have as many of them as I thought I did. Well, the side's discolored. It doesn't actually have any vanilla in this, so it really shouldn't, but it is kind of getting a little brown on the edges. Hopefully that'll go away. Ooh, that's a good one. It has all the colors in it. Last one. That one looks good. Stars a little closer to the top with all the balls underneath it. That's good.